Hey guys, welcome back to another serving of food for thought. Of course, not everything in the reading will resonate with you, but I encourage you to take what does and of course leave the rest. However, if this resonates, or you just so happen to like this reading, let me know by commenting down below or liking this video. So let's jump right into the energy here, Holy Spirit. You're coming out as a star energy here. 9 of Cups. You could be focusing on something new or something different, and someone is wanting to get a hold of you. Someone is wanting to balance the scales here with the Queen of Swords. Whatever this is, many of you had to cut away. Wow. Cut ties with something or someone who now realizes something with you was as good as it was ever going to get. Yeah. Someone feels like they can manifest something back into fruition when it comes to you. You're coming out as the Queen of Swords. Someone knows that you're serious, especially when it comes to your foundation and your sanity. You're also coming out as the Queen of Pentacles. For some of you, you could be focused on finances or rebuilding what was broken, and someone is now feeling like a fool because they feel like they are not allowed to do things the way they used to. This is someone who feels like a fool now that something has changed emotionally, energetically, when it comes to the connection they once had with you, as they're now feeling defeated here with the 5 of Swords. I feel this is someone who is now at a crossroads, going through a storm, some type of hurricane. Someone is thinking about how they allow something to get left up in the air. Someone is feeling foolish, and I feel it's long overdue when it comes to someone who is trying hard, real hard, not to think about you. Someone is trying not to think about the emotions they still have for you, as someone you feel doesn't care at all is feeling just the opposite. This is someone who is feeling defeated, knowing now they should have never started this war. But now that they are at a crossroads here with the 10 of Wands, they're wanting to find a sense of balance or some type of empathy for what they've gone through. Here with the Temperance card, someone is knowing that they have to set something straight or set something right as the Justice energy is playing out. The scales are being balanced when it comes to someone's foolish energy, as you are getting to the bag or you're finding a new way to find peace or fulfillment. I feel the balances or the scales are being balanced when it comes to someone who was playing a game. Thought something was child's play. Now they're sitting in the 6 of Swords energy. Deep regret. Someone's afraid, embarrassed, knowing that they won't regain something. Someone has no clue or no idea how to get closer to you. Gain this balance of temperance, even though the scales of justice is definitely working against them. Someone feels like they can't turn lemons into lemonade for the childish games they played. Someone was foolish by trying to get away with something strategically here with the 5 of Swords, as this energy brought in disagreements, conflict, competition, and now they're feeling defeated after trying to win at all costs. This is why someone is feeling some type of way, because they realize how affected they truly are when they're clearly not trying to feel anything at all. Someone is feeling like they've made the biggest mistake of their life, but they're not knowing how to change, how to rearrange or fix something they know they broke. This energy walked away emotionally here with the 5 of Cups. Yeah, we have the 5 of Cups as well as the 8 of Cups. Someone's being judged for that, heavily judged, because there's tower moments moving throughout their life. In fact, I feel something has gone up in a blaze. I feel someone was playing a very dirty game, and now that the scales are being balanced, someone is going through tower moments, not knowing how to turn their lemons into lemonade. Someone is being judged for how they chose to handle something with you, because now that something has been exposed, someone is regretting the fact that they put you in this energy or even this position. There's a lot of games that has been played when it comes to someone who sits in the 7 of Swords energy. Here with the 7 of Swords energy, someone was acting strategically, trying to get away with something, and there's a lot of deception and betrayal involved. I feel this energy walked away emotionally to avoid consequences with you, but they initially ran right into it. Because something is being exposed here with the Wheel of Fortune. I feel you may have exposed something about someone, or just exposed someone in general, and they're emotional about it. Feeling they can't fix what is broken. Something you did or said is definitely replaying over and over in their head, because they're looking for a balance with you. Wanting to admit some things, wanting to take something back. Wow. Someone's emotional now that something's being exposed by a High Priestess. I feel you exposed something about someone and they're shaken by it. They can't sleep because of it, or they're going through a lot of turmoil when it comes to their thoughts, their energy. They're struggling with doubt. Wow. Nine of Swords energy here represents worry, fear, depression, nightmares. Someone is full of anxiety, knowing they have to make something right with you. The High Priestess. This could be male or female, but whatever this is someone knows that they need to make something right with someone who never hurt them at all. As you calling something for what it is put someone in a very tight position, or shaking someone to their core, because they never thought that you would put them in this energy, or they never thought that they would bring out this side of you. There's a lot of secrets. Some you know and may not know about, but I feel many of you are in the position not to even care when it comes to someone who's been very low vibrational. Low vibrational about what they want, what they think they need, instant gratification. I feel someone can't fix something because they're still holding on to some things that leave them broken, because they're all in their head about what's keeping them trapped. And I feel this energy could be juggling something. I feel this energy could be struggling with something because they are going through a death and rebirth. Wow. Whatever this is coming out as mind-blowing. Someone is being brought to their knees when it comes to something they left hanging in the air, or just left to the imagination. Someone is wanting to figure out how to get you to let something go, but I feel it just won't be as easy as what they thought when it comes to a Three of Swords moment of heartbreak, betrayal, buffoonery. Someone can't run from this, even though they see you at the finish line. I feel this is someone who is still holding on to a lot of things. They're holding on to some things and wanting to hold it against you. But I feel whatever you did was necessary. Whatever you said was necessary, because it just might be one of the reasons they're having a change of heart. I feel this is someone who is running low. Something has run out, or someone is doing a lot for a little, wanting to rebuild something with you. Someone is hoping you make another offer. This energy could be in hermit mode, trying to gather their strength, wanting to put the work in, but someone doesn't even realize how much work they need to do. There's a lot of secrets, a lot of lies, and a lot of changes that this energy needs to go through, yet they're still juggling with their energy and their time, as someone is still low vibrational and going through a death and rebirth. And this is why they're worried and unable to catch any peace or sleep at night. There's heavy judgment here from a High Priestess energy. As I said before, this could be male or female, but you're bringing in justice, balancing the scales. Yeah, High Priestess energy on top of the Justice card. You expose something, bringing something to justice, or you held something back. Wow. You could have did or said a lot of things to break this energy down, but I feel you allowed their own karma to humble them for you. I feel many of you have already done the work when it comes to someone who is lacking in emotional intelligence. Four of Cups. Many of you have to let go to find a sense of peace, serenity, sanity. This is why something is moving in your favor when it comes to something that seemed like an ongoing battle with someone who pretended not to care. Many of you had to walk away emotionally, or this is someone who walked away from you, not really letting you know what the problems were, yet they're wanting temperance for their issues, their worries, their problems, when they never gave you the same energy. This is someone who is really a hot mess, and they know it. This is why they're trying to make something right, get something back in line in their life. Yeah. Someone is trying to clear something away here with the King of Swords. I feel this is someone who is a genius at getting rid of things that is meaningful in their life, was built to last, but they're always creating some type of drama, heartbreak through illusion and lies, betrayal. Someone is always juggling. Someone is always juggling, and this is why they have left something out to dry, not realizing you were never meant to wait for them so they can just figure something out. Someone is clearly worried. They're coming out as the King of Swords, pretending to have the strength to do something, lead a scenario, but I feel they always lead a situation deeper into a place of sorrow. Now they're wanting to recover from something, yet not having a clue on how to do it. This is someone who is not emotionally prepared to deal with how they walked away, how they chose to treat you. Yet they're up at night or worried about their circumstances because they're still wanting to be tied to you, yet feeling like a fool for some of the games they played. Yeah. This is someone who knows that what you have to give is everything they need right now. Wow. Yet this energy is feeling low, misguided, and stressed out because they're wanting something to just go away. They want to do some things, but not really wanting to put in the work. This is someone who doesn't really realize how hard they made things for you, but due to their baggage and everything they have to deal with, they're learning. Yeah. Someone's learning what it truly means to be let go. Wow. From someone they truly care for. Someone they now realize was a real one. Wow. Yet someone ghosted you and caused something to be intense. Someone took something too far, or someone just didn't realize the offer that was given wouldn't be given again, as someone was driven by their ego, peacocking around, showing off, when they should have been attending to their deep wounds. Abandonment issues, trust issues, or this so-called love that has caused a detour, a delay in their life that has now awoken their fears. I feel there's an unplanned event, or them being exposed by you was unplanned. I feel someone never thought that you would put the pieces together. Wow. There's a breakthrough because of what's been exposed. In fact, I feel this breakthrough caused this tower moment, because someone is definitely being judged while the scales are being balanced. I feel someone never thought that they would feel this way about the differences, the chaos they created, as someone is now hesitant when it comes to dealing with their own regrets. Because however you chose to deal with them, they're stunned by it. Someone is feeling some type of way about this detour. It's awakened something with them that they never thought that they had to deal with. I feel this is someone who is going through a lot because of their stubborn ways and even being driven by their ego. They're dealing with some wounds now. And trust me, it goes deep. Something goes deep when it comes to the cycles that someone creates through mind games. And this is why someone is not sure how to deal with you, how to come to you, how to find some type of resolution, because they're still feeling some type of way about being exposed or you seeing something for what it is. Because as I said before, someone is shaken to the core about what is being seen about them. Wow. I feel someone's being exposed when it comes to something they did out of convenience. A cheating heart. Wow. How they turned their back on you or even blocked you. I feel someone is gossiping about the fact that this energy had no respect. This is someone who lost their identity in over-romanticizing the way they choose to be. There's a lot of highs and lows when it comes to someone who is now realizing something isn't small at all. Someone thought that something was insignificant and is now realizing something is no small challenge. I feel something is no small challenge when it comes to someone who didn't think that they would be tested, but I feel they were tested and they failed. Now they're at a crossroads when it comes to being unawakened. Wow, they're stuck in limbo for being a false twin flame. I feel how they were exposed or how you were able to cut them off, whether this was done intentionally or unintentionally. Someone is feeling some type of way because something was never part of the plan. Whatever they're feeling is almost unexplainable. Someone doesn't recognize what they're feeling, and this is why they're trying to deal with it, yet they're really not coping in the best ways. As I said before, something just wasn't part of the plan. Losing you, being exposed by you. They never thought that day would even come. Damn. You really expose the truth about someone or what's within them as they know or now see they're the issue. Someone can now see that they are the issue or the reason something failed with you or with life. Someone is really going through it behind the scenes. They're not really wanting to recognize their failures, but it's something that they can't avoid anymore, as the truth has now exposed them to be a fraud or easy to fool. Because from what I can see, they won't know peace until they rectify the unrest they feel from being exposed by their choices and even you. I feel this is someone who is in a very stagnant place. I feel this is someone who is in a stagnant place due to something falling apart or some type of disaster that has now caught them in a space of limbo. They feel stuck in a space or emotion that they can't shake. Someone can't get over the fact that they were phony and false with you when they should have given you all the energy, more than they gave. But someone just may have lost you by repeating the cycles, losing themselves through the highs and lows, as something is definitely not a small issue. Someone disrespected you and they failed the test when it comes to their faith, or they failed the test when it comes to something they prayed for. Wow. There's a lot of talk, a lot of gossip about how someone turned their back or blocked you. I feel this is someone who is not over romanticizing what they did anymore, and they're upset about how they did something out of convenience because now it's tapped into their regrets. I feel this is someone who knows they received the best version of you, and now they're sitting in silence and truly stressed out. Stressed as their choices have only led them to a bitter space. A space in life where they're wishing they would have taken you seriously or treated you better, because they are regretting the fact that they didn't level up or have a breakthrough. Now there's differences that are causing nightmares, terrors, and tower moments in their life. Yeah. Because now they feel like you're a moment passing, something they wish they would have gotten right. Repetitive cycles. Now someone gets caught up. Someone's caught up in some emotions that are causing something to be tight. There's tension, there's conflict. I feel this is someone who is trying to get a hold of what they're thinking and feeling, but they're too stressed to make any sense of what's going on, so they retreat. But it is something that they usually do. They're trying to come out of it. They're trying to have a breakthrough. Yeah. Someone is wondering if this is the right time. Someone knows time is not on their side and they're trying to figure out which way to go, but there are so many detours from what they now see was a true blessing. A 1 in a million type of situation they're now thinking about here. Yet I sense you were dealing with someone who thought they knew everything. They thought they knew the way, but was clueless to their own journey, as they always seem to sink deeper into bad situations. sink the ship or get lost in the temptations of life. They now wish they never tried to find their way without you. There's a lot going on here. This is someone who is going through some tower moments when it comes to choices they made, people they chose to surround themselves with, and they're wondering if they still have time to make something right, but they also realize there are so many broken promises as they seem to be starving for your attention. Someone's wondering what you're up to, what you're attracting. They feel like you went overboard on trying to punish them, but I feel this was no punishment. This is serious. And someone is thinking now, because of how they treated you, you have completely changed. I feel their past is also coming back to haunt them, because someone had a mouthful of lies. I feel this is someone who is wasting time, thinking they can do some type of 180 on you. I feel this is someone who is still sidetracked or trying to figure out which way to go when it comes to their mob-like mentality. Because a lot of things seem to have gone up in flames during these tower moments, as someone is definitely wearing their heart on their sleeves and thinking about you and all this embarrassment that they're going through. Someone's embarrassed and ashamed because they were laying it on thick, thinking that others were believing their lies, but others know the truth. They see the truth. It's plain to see that this energy was dismissive and disrespectful towards you, and whatever came their way was necessary because something clearly crashed and burned. Someone's feeling like karma's a bitch, but it's only because they've been exposed. This energy thought they had 9 lives, but whatever you did needs an encore. I feel this is someone who didn't understand what you were doing, but now that something is plain to see, they're going through some intense shadow work, going within or barely doing so. Someone is realizing they should have never taken something as far as they did because they're easily bothered by your silence or the lack of your presence. Someone wants to bring something to life, yet they are being cryptic about it. It's like they don't really want to come out and say that they're sorry or admit that you were right. So they're pretending to turn their back or not have a reaction, even though they're caught up out there. I feel this is someone who thought that you would set the record straight, or they feel like you are setting them up to fail, yet they're still trying to be optimistic because they could be praying for spiritual support. But when it comes to these lies and having a scarce mindset, not believing in karma or true respect, someone is skating on thin ice. Because when it comes to a second chance, someone just might be rolling over in their grave. This energy feels like this could be a witch hunt. They are regretting the fact that they may be walking a mile in your shoes as they were trying to get some type of attention, yet they are now realizing they should have been hit the brakes. Someone should have been hit the brakes when it comes to closing old doors to open new ones. Now they're feeling like you won't respect a thing they say. You're cautious. You're cautious because you have to start all over again after dealing with them. Someone just made something a big mess. A mess that they never intended to clean up. But now that they have crashed and burned, someone's trying to figure it out. Someone's trying to figure out something when it comes to you because they don't want to lose like this. This is someone who knows loving you and being loved by you is life-changing. And they're also realizing that losing you has the same effect. Wow. Losing you is life-changing, and being loved by you is life-changing, as their words have the ability to bring you closer, while their actions always seem to tear things apart. Because even if this energy was able to go further or go on with their life, they are not doing better without you. And they're also starting to realize something will never be or feel the same. For me, you feel like this is someone who is stuck in some old ways that they won't get rid of. And I feel this is another reason why they're wearing their heart on their sleeve, because they know they got stuck in this mob-like mentality, wanting others to support their addictions, bad habits, pushing the ones they should have held close away. Now they're being haunted by the memories of what they no longer have. Yeah. Someone was dragging their feet and not really being accountable for a lot of the things they did, but now that justice is playing out and the scales are being balanced, someone has no choice on what is given. Wow. Someone's going to have to accept what is given, not wanting to just be blown away. Someone is wanting to resurrect something with you after being exposed. Yeah. This is someone who is detached, hot and cold energy, not really wanting to feel what they're feeling, but they're going to have to if they expect to get through it. Yet they're still dealing with broken promises and a mouthful of lies that they have told because they were starving for attention, yet looking in the wrong ways because of it. Someone's going round and round, triggered by lessons and cycles. I feel this is someone who feels like you put a spell on them because they have never loved in the way that they have for you. Someone knows that you were a gift, but it just might be too late to butter you up or confuse you by love bombing you. Someone is going through some massive regrets. Someone turned their back and they're regretting that they were butting heads with you, or they never said goodbye, or someone is realizing they never wanted to cut ties with you, yet they left you hanging. Because there is no contact, there is no closure when it comes to someone who left you on red, believing there was no strings attached. I feel this is someone who has revealed their true colors and you exposed them, the twin flame. This twin flame is coming out as someone who is now learning a heavy lesson when it comes to you. I feel many of you are wondering if they got anything out of this, anything out of losing you, and they did. It's their biggest regret. Wow. I feel a twin flame exposed them, brought out the truth. Wow. You're awakened to something when it comes to someone who is reckless in love and sex and giving of themselves when they shouldn't. I feel this is someone who's coming out as a trickster or a phony because they are always playing in some type of illusion, a fairy tale when it comes to their karmic ties or a cycle that is now being closed. I feel someone could be thinking about you because they're starting to realize that this is not a game. You have closed the door, or you're no longer giving your energy. This brings a cycle to closure where someone is having no choice but to finally get it right because they feel like crap. Someone feels like crap for this love-hate dynamic that they play with you because they're not happy. Someone feels like a jackass because they're now going through drama, karma, a firestorm of trouble and chaos. And they can't cope. Someone feels like they can't deal with this. They've never had to go through this, and they don't know what to do. Someone could be going through a firestorm when it comes to something they owe, a legal situation, heartbreak, something they now feel trapped in. Someone can't cope after being reckless in love, loyalty, respect. Someone's going through debt, unemployment, bad credit. Someone knows they really screwed this up. Someone needed you more than they would have liked to think, and because they couldn't understand what they had with you, they were hot and cold, on and off. Not really giving in, yet also not wanting to say goodbye. Something that happened with you wasn't part of the plan. I feel this is someone who is going through heartbreak, a firestorm that they can't cope in, and they feel trapped in it. But they were the one being a jackass and being reckless. Now they're not happy because they gave you fake love when they should have been giving you their whole heart. Now that you have exposed something about them, they are thinking about the no contact or leaving you hanging because they miss you. I don't know what they're doing, but they're trying to gain access. They're trying to do it silently. Someone is trying to figure out a way to get you to let your guard down after playing so many games with you. Someone is trying to figure out how to backtrack from it. This is someone who really doesn't understand how deep the rabbit hole goes when it comes to the respect that was lost between the two of you. Yet somehow I feel they will come to a clear conclusion anyways. This is someone who wasted a lot of time dragging their feet, believing you would always be there. You would always understand them or try to compromise, yet they're starving for your attention now after believing they could somehow forget you. Someone thought that they could easily forget, not realizing all you have done. You've done way more than most. I feel this is someone who is now realizing you did it from the heart and you didn't have to do that. I feel this is someone you really feel like they don't care, but as I said before, it's just the opposite. They're just refusing to show you that they are embarrassed or ashamed on how they treated you. Yeah, someone is really struggling to make sense of why they have done a lot of things they did to you. They did a lot of things due to the fact that they have yet to heal, or they have a lot of trust issues. But I feel you never gave them a reason not to trust, but I feel they can't say the same. This is someone who gave you so many reasons not to take them seriously or even trust them after a lot of the games they played, believing that you would always take them back. However, due to the amount of lies or wasting time, being sidetracked by anything, this is someone who's going through a lot of collateral damage for the games they played. As this is someone who cannot speak a truth. Wow, this is someone who can speak a truth to save their life. Yet these self-destructive patterns and trust issues is sending them through a massive wake-up call. A wake-up call to break the cycle, to truly have remorse and regret for mistakes they made within their relationships, mistakes they made within their life, because it's obvious. It's already been exposed. Wow. And this is why someone could be avoiding a confrontation, yet they're only making things worse. As many of you now feel, they will never change. This energy really did try to move on with their life, trying hard not to think about you or think about the emotions they feel for you. Someone is emotionally triggered. Emotionally triggered by what they feel, what they think you believe. And I feel there's blocks and challenges because of it. I feel this is someone who's going through blocks and challenges because of how they chose to be in life. And they need this time to reflect. Reflect on the fact that they were running from themselves as well as the connection with you. Because now that they feel trapped, they're going through an energetic imbalance. Wow. Because they were lying to themselves about you. Someone was afraid to accept this love that you gave because they didn't know what they would become because of it. Someone so used to being lawless and untouched, uncomfortable with love, that they couldn't see themselves giving in to you. Yet, now they do. And now that they've figured out what love truly feels like and what it truly means, they're wanting to get closer to you, when that just might be the last thing that's on your mind. I feel this is someone who is stressed out, depressed, and having a space where they can't get their thoughts together. They're feeling mentally unwell. Wow. And they're needing more time. Someone needs more time to get it right. Someone needs more time to grow. And they're going through some spiritual work in doing so. Someone's going through a rude awakening when it comes to them slowly waking up to healing core wounds. I feel this is someone who's going through a transformation period, still trying to figure some things out. And in that moment of trying to figure things out, someone has lost their access to you, because what they're going through isn't easy. And even though they desire you, they just might be in a space where they don't deserve you. I feel this is someone who wants you to believe they've done a 180, but they are still easily distracted and wasting time, because there's a choice to make. And whatever choice they make could lead them to the right path or the wrong path. But whatever it is, there will be change. There's going to be change whether they want there to be change or not. This is someone who is wanting that change, but they don't know how hard they're going to have to work to get it. To get to this place of finding peace or some type of clarity when it comes to thinking of you. Someone's going to have to put the work in. As this energy is not taking a leap of faith towards you only because they're guarded. Guarded towards the connection where a response is just not good enough. Wow. After the competition, the heartbreak, someone's going to have to do so much more than claim they have had a change or a breakthrough. It just won't be that easy when it comes to making something right or dealing with something that is unexpected. This is definitely not child's play. Someone is definitely lacking when it comes to emotional connections, intelligence when it comes to how to deal with others. I feel this is someone who's been doing this for so long, and they're starting to think about how things ended, how they did or didn't say goodbye. I feel this breakup has affected them in so many ways, and they're wondering if you could just start over. Someone wants to make this right. Someone wants the love that you once gave, but getting the same love that they once had from you, it's going to be difficult because so much about their betrayal has changed you, changed how you thought of them. There's so much chaos, obligations that need to be met. A truth needs to be spoken to have a mutual exchange with you. As this is someone who is just too afraid to reveal these deep, dark secrets that they're still holding on to. And it just might make things a little bit toxic because someone is not wanting to be judged. Someone doesn't want to be judged for their mouth full of lies, and this is why many of you are cautious, even if you still care. Because someone is at a distance, isolating themselves, feeling like what you gave was too good to be true. Wow. Even though they feel like something was too good to be true, they still feel entitled to you. Someone still feels like they can lay claim to something about you. But they're still dealing with some mixed emotions and feelings. They feel like it's coming from both ends, yet I sense the reaction they get from you may leave them kind of surprised, shocked, as the forgiveness or the love offering will definitely be out of the blue. Wow. But only one thing needs to be clear, and that's the truth. I feel if this energy was able to come your way, I feel there will only be one person walking away feeling satisfied, and I don't think it's going to be them. Because someone is still a fool for love doesn't mean you're a fool for them. This is someone who is hopeless about this separation, this breakup, this divorce. Someone is in despair, drowning in sadness. I feel you left a mark on them. And whatever it is, it's almost running deeper than the energy of feeling abandoned or this energy of regret, as someone is now feeling broken for being a fraud. They're just running into bad news. Just tower moments after tower moments, someone is feeling trapped, feeling like they're unable to find their way through something. There's too much trauma, childhood wounds, addictions. There's so much about them that they know you don't know about them. And they're trying to figure out how to be transparent. But they're going to have to do way more than what they have done in the past. And it's just not what they're used to. This energy is exhausted, knowing that you have left a mark on them. They feel like they won't be able to just move forward. But I feel them having this resentment, even though they have nothing to hate about you, is the reason why they feel like they can't have a second chance, a new phase. Wow, a fresh start. Someone is emotionally screwed. Someone is emotionally scared because something should have already been a wake-up call as they have failed the test. Wow. Someone thought that no matter what they did, they felt like you would always find a way to love them. But they screwed that up by taking your kindness for weakness or going through too many lows and not really investing in the highs. Someone may have lost you because there is more bad than good. I feel many of you have a huge heart, and that's the only way you could have ever dealt with this energy, who may have been hard to deal with from the start. Someone brought this on themselves by doing something too much, too often, yet never filling your cup. We're going to get final energy here. I'm going to let you guys go. Final energy here, Holy Spirit. Someone's definitely feeling hopeless at the fact that you are now cautious or at a distance, feeling unsafe in their presence. This energy has gone through a detour in life, and they just never expected these tower moments, or the fact that they would be so emotional about the fact that they're not having any success or even a breakthrough. This energy is coming out as broken from their own lack of follow-through. Yeah, someone still feels like you hold the key and they're praying they get something right, but time is just not on their side when it comes to love, life, energy that once was. The time is ticking though. For some of you, they do have time to make something right, and others, that time is past, as many of you are exhausted by someone who is always holding on, but never giving in. Just a drama king or queen. Especially when it comes to outside influences, someone is starting to second guess something when they should just move from a positive space to level the scales. But regardless, if they put the work in, something will be changing very soon. Yeah. Someone is trying to figure out if something is real, something is permanent. They don't trust what they feel. But I feel letting you go was the hardest thing they ever thought they would have to do, because it's not what they wanted. Not really. They thought that they would get away with something, but now that you exposed them or you stood on business, someone is feeling some type of way, knowing that they won't get that version of you again. Wow. Yeah, you really exposed somebody. You really put this person out there for everyone to see who they truly are. They can't help but to be this energy. They don't want to hide the pain anymore. Now someone's feeling like the time that was wasted was precious, and they shouldn't have wasted it, because now they're ashamed, because they know they ruined everything. Someone ruined everything by pretending and gaslighting, wasting time. I feel this is someone who looks for you and other people, looks for you everywhere. Wow. Yet they're too afraid to admit what they lost with you was so precious. Wow. Someone's afraid to show you the real them. They don't know if you would love that part of them, but I feel your love, it runs deeper than any lie they could have told. They should have just given their trust to you. Wow. Because you are in the energy of never wanting to break their heart, but they did not give you that same energy in return. Now they're realizing love is an action. Wow. And they went the wrong way. Someone knows they made a difficult decision, a terrible choice, and even if you don't know it, you are the reason they are trying to figure something out. Someone feels like they have grown because of you. Yeah. Someone had a lesson to learn when it comes to being dependent, bad habits, and even their weaknesses, because they're starting to want to work things out. Someone wants to recover something, someone wants a second chance, and they're getting downloads about you. Someone's getting downloads on how to address something, but someone doesn't know if they could do it. They feel like it's just too much. But at the end of the day, I feel these downloads are to get them to understand they should have never took their anger out on you. Someone is being exposed for who they are, or someone is being exposed to who they are within. because something is definitely not a misunderstanding, and someone should have never took it there when it comes to you, because they lied and they know it. Someone knows that they lied to you and they can't take away or backtrack from that. Someone should have apologized from the start. Someone knows they went too far. They broke your heart. You make that painfully clear. Wow. Even if I feel this energy is in a space where they want to make something clear, they're just not understanding how to do it. They're not listening to their heart. They're stuck in some pride. Wow. This is why something is taking so long. Someone is pretending to have grown from something, but the fact that they see you and everyone else, or they can't stop thinking about you, is the real reason they're trying to lighten the burden. This is someone who lied to you and hiding the pain, wanting something to just be unclear, or something was just a misunderstanding, but someone did take their anger out on you. They took their anger out on you. They were under pressure when it comes to something, and they're hiding their pain because they know they started this drama. Time was so precious, and now they're exhausted, having downloads about you and how they're still weak when it comes to you, but there's still lessons to be had when it comes to someone who is still trying so hard not to think about you. Wow. I feel even if there's no movement, I feel mentally and energetically they will always find a way to stay attached, as they never meant to let go in the first place. I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading and it's gained some food for thought. If so, let me know by commenting down below or liking this video. Hope to see you again, guys. Bye.